Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? What is up? We are back in the saddle. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. We will be going over what we went over yesterday, but now we got the price list, so things are a little different now. That's for sure. How's everybody doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? We're going to get right to it, all right? So, yeah, what is up? We got Real Gaming in the building. What's up? What's good? We got Eddie in the building. We got Fly. What's going on, Fly Fishing? What's up? What's up? Long day today. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Happy to be back. Yes, I told you guys we would be going live again to talk about the pricing. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But what's goody? What is goody? I'm going to share my display and we'll get right to it. Wow, we got a lot going on here. Okay, let me just make sure everything's kind of right sized. Here we are. All right. I'm doing good, man. Jacket a little more than we thought. A whole lot more than we thought. I mean, like, when I first actually saw, when I first saw the jacket was releasing, you know, the brown one, the black one, I was generally under the impression it was going to be closer to 500. And yeah, they definitely taxing our asses, that's for sure, with an additional 200 bucks on top of that. Yeah, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed the stream. We're gonna get right to it. Again, I want to keep it kind of like a concise live, but I also want to hang out with you all, chop it up. I mean, they are definitely taxing us on quite a lot of items, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll get right to it. All right, so appreciate you guys hanging with me tonight. All right, what time is it over here? It's 8 o'clock PST time, so California time, 8 o'clock. So what, 8, 9, 10, 11? It's 11 o'clock Eastern. So I don't really expect too much of our Eastern guys to be jumping in the channel, but hey, look, it is what it is. We're here to just talk about it, okay? So this is, I guess, like the part 2 for this week, because like we got pricing, obviously. But generally, and if anybody hasn't watched my stream from yesterday, I generally stand true to how I feel about a lot of those items. I don't think any of that is really going to change. However, we have pricing, and that's really going to change resell. It just is, you know. So what do we got over here? We got pretty much the same items that we covered yesterday, obviously. But I just want to be able to kind of give you my honest opinion in terms of, like, you know, what I recommend specifically for resale, and then if I'm going to kind of change my mind on it, if it's just strictly personal, you know what I mean? Just bought out my Supreme Michael Jackson tee from a couple years back, getting it ready for the movie on Friday. Nice, 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 nice. I've been so out of the loop with movies. I'm not the biggest movie person, just full transparency. But I would actually like to see that movie for sure. Like, I'm a fan. I kind of regret not picking up the zip-up hoodie. I hear the quality wasn't all that good. The Michael Jackson zip-up hoodie that they released. Was it last season? Yeah, it was last season. I don't know. All these. When you've been doing this for quite some time, I feel like all the seasons just kind of merge into one, and you just forget, like, when did that come out, what have you. But regardless, I generally feel like my opinion has not changed in terms of this week being like a 6, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's generally a good. It's generally still a good. It's generally a good drop. Maybe not season. Season overall is pretty good, I'm going to say. But I feel like this drop list specifically, I'm going to give it still like a 6, 6.5, if anything. Okay, so diving into stuff in the bottom. Well, I'm like actually really trying to figure out how I do this, because I really just want to keep it strictly and concise in terms of like what I generally think is going to like do well on the aftermarket, especially if you're looking to either hold something or quick flip something. All right. Now this item in the bottom, I looked at this again. I mean, I really don't know what the pattern is specifically. Obviously, the black one, it pops the most. But looking back, I generally think that this one in the middle is probably the best one. But I'm not a fan of either colorway. But just looking at all of them, I do like that brown one. I think that brown one goes. Now, if they were just releasing this piece without any of that colorful stuff, this t-shirt in the middle would go so well with that jacket. I'm sure you guys can agree with me. The movie is supposed to be horrible. Okay, well, hey, maybe I'll save my money and not watch the Michael Jackson movie coming out on Friday. Anyway, this one's a hard pass. It's also why it's super downvoted on the list. Dress shirts, you can get this anywhere, Marshalls, Ross, Walmart, whatever. It's really, I mean, if you really want to get that little crown embossed, okay, cool, you know. But if you're not a fan of this, it is what it is. This is definitely super overpriced. I was saying on the stream yesterday, I was under the impression this would be anywhere from like $750 to $900. Boy, was I wrong. This is coming out at pretty much a whopping $1,200, and I think it's because, what is this, calf skin? It's a lambskin. Okay, lambskin. It's a trench coat. It's you know, for your New Yorkers or anybody in like cold weather who wants to look fashionable and stay warm. Critics reviewing the film are full of it. Regardless, you're a fan and still like it. Hey man, you know, like I appreciate fans who, like, when they go to movies, they, you know, they put a little bit of effort into it. They're excited about a movie and they want to dress up. You know, I think I remember watching a really old, well, not that old. Like, I think it was a couple years ago. It was a Spider-Man movie, and a lot of people dressed up like Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, like, depending on the movie that came out. And some people just, like, really just diehard fans. So, you know, it's nice to see that. So yeah, this one, strictly for the personal, I wouldn't touch that. This one, this is going to be the sleeper. Like, well, I mean, it's a low-key heater, this one specifically. I don't know how much this is going to resell for, especially first day. But I have had a good handful of people ask me about this blue piece specifically. This is why this one is a go. This one is a go for me. And again, I just don't want you guys coming back to the stream and like, hey, I ended up picking this up and it's not doing well in the aftermarket. I generally think that this will age very well. I don't know first day profit what this is going to look like, but I see this definitely settling down later on. I'm saying like a couple months down the road, you know, maybe at that 250 mark, if not a little higher. Because once it's gone, it's gone. You know, the only way to really get a lot of these pieces is to find folks like me who have collections, and or resellers. I mean, what I do want to mention on this stream is, like, I don't consider myself a reseller. Like, if I had the option to just keep all the items I've collected over the years, I would just do that, and I would rock it on occasions, you know. But like, I think right now it's just like it's gotten to a point where this is like, hey, we kind of need to clean up shop a little bit and let go of some of the pieces, right? Even though, honestly, I don't want to, you know, if I'm being real. Okay, let me just double check over here. All right, so this is the first piece that I'm going to say, yes, is definitely a go. Sizes to get, I would say if you can touch an XL, I think XL's a safe bet. Heck, even a small size would go with this one specifically, but strictly just a blue colorway, okay? Strictly just a blue one. Now, I will not be picking this up, mainly because I have my eye on other items this week, but this is a really nice piece. If I had more funds, I would definitely pick it up for the personal, because it's a tasteful piece. It's different. Now this one, I see potential for this one for the camo. Definitely, I really love how that red pops with the zipper. I wouldn't probably even use the zipper. I don't know what I would put in it. You know, I think I've been hearing some people say they're gonna put their smokes in it and what have you. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that on my hat. You know. But I think the camo one's the best. It's got a little bit of a washed look to it. Gray's not bad too. I'm really curious about the black. Now, if the black has a black zipper, that might actually hit. But maybe a little bit, just a little bit of lunch money on, like, if you get the right colorways. So if you are going in store, it might be more ideal to, like, see which one sells out. A lot of guys do that. They just wait to see, hey, what sold out first. But typically, in most cases, you can see the times here on what's sold, and then you can just go pick up those items, you know, because then, like, there's higher likelihood that those are going to hold value. So definitely the camo on that. I can't recommend any other colorway other than the camo for a potential hold and or resell. Okay, now there's been some talks about this one, these Alpha Industries cotton fly pants. These are really nice. You can make so many fits with this. This is such a banger piece. I really like this. This one's actually growing on me, just in the camo specifically. I mean, get the other colors if you want to, but it is pretty pricey, okay? So coming at three, and then you add taxes, we're talking $320. At least if you buy this online, you get free shipping, which is a benefit, but also it is quite a lot for these pants. So I don't know how much resells there's going to be with this one specifically. I would say maybe just a little bit of lunch money. You know, it's just it's a little bit of a risk. This is honestly strictly for the personal, I'd say, or maybe a really long term hold. I don't really know if this is going to go up or even touch like 500 if anything. But you know, 300 is a hefty piece that you could probably put towards other items. Honestly, Ernest, you think the SF store will have the knack tool case? Yeah, no, they should. That's what I'm really trying to shoot for. Yeah, Eddie, I think they will, but man, you're gonna have to be like first two in line, first two or first three. I don't know how much stock they're gonna have on that tool case. It's a cool tool case. It will sell out, and I know you probably don't want to pay shipping as well. But man, you're gonna have to like probably have your car parked nearby for them to be able to transport this. Or like I don't even know how you're gonna take this home, man. Honestly, it's a heavy piece. It's a heavy piece. Okay, moving along. This one strictly for the personal, but there is a little bit of sneaky resell on this specifically. Red and gray, I will vouch for. We're talking maybe first day flip, 120, maybe 130, 140. But you know, you got to go larger sizes specifically. So maybe an XL. Heck, maybe even. Well, actually, I wouldn't vouch for a large. Maybe yeah, maybe strictly XL. But my personal favorite is this. That gray one is the best one for me. Okay, but the red one, not bad. I'd say the gray first and the red second, if anything. Okay, so yeah, and I believe I did upload this. Did I upload? No, there we go. Okay, we got that upload there. Okay, moving along. Now these hats, I'm not gonna vouch for these. I'm not gonna say there's gonna be a resale on this. I don't know. I think this one's a little bit of a risk. All I can say is watch the sellout times online, and depending on which one sells out first, maybe that might be a little bit more of a safer bet. But I'm not condoning the camo. You know, maybe this color here. I'm not the biggest fan of this material. Just full transparency, you know, full transparency. But this color does go with the you know, the logo as well. So I don't know. It's kind of like it's kind of like a little bit of a gamble, I would say, this one. Unless you are getting it for the personal, all right? All right, so we covered that. Moving along. Now, man, I don't know, when I saw the prices on this, I'm really like, God, like, of course they're going to be taxing us. So they're really eating into any profit that we can make on this, honestly. This will still resell. There is high potential that this will resell. However, I'm only going to vouch for the brown one. I think the black one is just a little risky. Because look at the rhinestones we're getting. They're black on black. If the rhinestones on the black were like shiny, like clear, or like kind of had the silver look to it, I think I could vouch for this a little more. But coming at a price of $400, I'm just like, look, strictly personal. You know, a lot of rappers and a lot of influencers are really going to want this piece. I don't think there are going to be many of these made. Okay, so if you really want these pants, this is the problem with this week. The problem with this week is there's some really good items. Like there's a handful of really good items that are coming out all at the same time, right? So it's like if you want the underwear, you want this, you kind of have to make that decision. Now I think you can touch the pants if you go fast enough, and then you could try to go for the underwear, but I wouldn't double cart it. I would not double cart this, man, at all. So shoot your shot. Brown is obviously the move. Now in terms of resale for this first day, maybe high 400s, maybe 480. But think about it, you're probably really not going to be making much, man, because Supreme's already eating into like whatever you're making by selling at this cost. Okay, now we know why it's priced the way it is. You got the branding in the front, you have the gems, whatever it is. I just feel like this isn't even like Swarovski. This is just like some it's just some rhinestones, you know. So yeah, we, believe it or not, Real Gaming, we are actually having coffee. I hate to admit it, but we are having coffee. I think this might be my second cup today. Anyway, story for another day. But strictly personal, a little bit of lunch money to make, unless you have sellers already. Unless you have buyers. If you have buyers, send it, you know. And then I will recommend, so sizing for this, what to go for if you want to make a little bit of cheddar cheese. 34. 32 is actually lately a money size, but heck, even 32, man. Like just I'm not even just 30, even size 30. I'm typically a size 30. I would strictly go for 32, 34. Those are really good safe sizes. 36 maybe, but you know lately I always see 30, 36, or 38 if they make a 38 sometimes. Like those tend to sell last. It's interesting, but it's just kind of how it is. You want to buy something that's going to be universal fit. Most people can wear it, and typically that 32 is the money size. But lately also 34. Okay, so those are just, I mean, you guys probably already know this, or maybe you don't. Now this one, in terms of resale for this, man, caution, caution, caution. Get this only for the personal. It's a lot of money. This is $2,000. This is $2,000, and then on top of the tax that you got, if you're getting shipped as well, because if you buy this, even if it is over the 250 mark on Supreme.com or SupremeNewYork.com, they will charge you shipping because this is a heavy piece. I don't know how much shipping is going to be. It might be $500. I'm just trying to jog my memory on what they did. I think you remember when they released that sign, that glow sign, the FM sign. They only made 10 of those. A buddy of mine bought that actually, and yeah, it was $500 to ship. So just factor that into the cost, okay? That you're not just paying $2,000. You're paying $2,000 and more than some change. Yeah, they're trying to kill the resellers. Well, think about it. The economy we're in right now, it's like everybody's, man. I've seen like resellers fighting over even just making like $30, like, you know, just so they can eat today. I'm just like, man, like, goddamn, is everybody sleeping out of their cars? Like, what's going on, man? Like, it is anything to make a buck these days. It's insane. It's really crazy. But hey, you know, desperate times calls for desperate measures. You guys know it, all right? So this one, I only would say only for the personal, but take into account, it makes more sense to get this in store. And this is going to be hard to touch because a lot of people, a lot of collectors, and even resellers are going to try to flip this for a little more. You know, they're probably going to try to sell that for $3,000. You know, especially think about it. You get it in store, you're paying whatever, 2.2. Maybe you make it $100. Okay, cool. Call it a day. You know, that's your work day. You know. Now moving along for these ones, the 128 price tag for this specifically for the soccer shorts, strictly personal, guys. There's other stuff that is just better items to go for this week than this. This is kind of like, unless you absolutely just love your drinking water, then just go for it. But I just don't feel that there's a lot of resale on this specifically, unless you are going for larger sizes, like a large or what have you, maybe. And you know, some people just want to get that full fit. This is just a little knick-knack. They are taxing for it. I really wish this was like $18, but I guess it is probably made of a maybe stronger material that maybe won't ship that easy. Because you got to take into account anything that's like, have you ever got those bottle openers that are just so cheap that like after you use it for like 6 months, it can't even open the bottle anymore because like this thing over here, this little the teeth mark is so chewed up, it can't even open the bottle anymore. So this strikes me as this is probably a better material. It's just this anodized aluminum. We don't know what type of aluminum, but my hopes is that it is, you know, for what you're paying, that 38 price tag, that it is of a good type of aluminum. But I don't know. I'm probably going to be passing on this, but hey, if you want it, it's there for you. Just take into account this red one is going to chip heavy, and it's going to start to look like, I don't know, it's not going to look as nice as it does here, okay? And that's why maybe you're better off getting the silver one, because the silver one, when it starts to chip, it's not going to look that bad. But that's my take. You guys know the red one will sell out first, though. Now, this one is actually a contender for one of the resale items this week, mainly because these always sell out and they always flip. It's a okay investment. I'm not going to say it's a solid investment, but I just feel like the best colors that you can go for, that camo, they don't always release that camo. Either or, people just love the branding. They want to just flaunt that name. Black is solid. I'm sure StockX sells a lot of the black one, and then that navy one's not bad as well. But I probably would pass on the gray if anything. You got the work truck ready for the knack. Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah, they're trying to kill us, man. They're trying to kill the resellers. Hey, it is what it is, man. But all right, moving along. Now, this one is something I am taking second looks at, okay? The black one specifically, okay? And let me explain why. Okay, and we'll talk about the resale momentarily. I just think that this with like a zip-up hoodie, and then all you actually see is just this top front, this part, just that V. it's actually it's a solid piece. I think you just wearing the shirt just as is. I'm not the biggest fan as is, but this like complemented with like a jacket or like a zip up something, and then you're like a little more like, I'm not saying a quarter zip, like you have a full zip up hoodie, but the zip up hoodie you're zipping it up to like 75% of the way, and then you have the webs just kind of coming out here. I think this is a good piece. These will all sell out. Specifically, black is probably going to go first, red second, and then that white one probably last. Why the white's going to get dirty? It's I mean, these will all sell out. But again, you're getting 2 shirts for $42. There's going to be resale on this clearly. Think about it. You're getting 2 shirts for $42. If you sell each one for $80, that's $160. You know, you're pretty much, it's kind of like you're not just doubling your money, you're kind of like you're tripling your money. So this is a really, really good investment. If you can get multiple ones in the black one, any size, who cares about the size? If you can go with the larger ones, awesome. XL, large, go for it, send it. But yeah, this is full sender. Go. All right. Especially for 42 bucks. I'm actually trying to think like which one's a better investment. I think the more people are talking about the undies for sure. You're getting 2 for 42. You sell each underwear for $80. Yeah, believe it or not, you know, like, I mean, yeah, ideally people want to buy the pack. They don't want to buy them separately, but you guys know some resale stores are going to sell them individually. Like, hey, you just want one, it's going to be $80, right? So this one obviously clearly over this one is since it's more voted. Okay, moving along to my personal favorite piece of the week, okay? It's going to be that brown, the Great China Wall hooded work jacket. Now, I do want to mention this. I believe when Supreme first did a collab with the Great China Wall, they did release a work jacket, and that work jacket was like $250. So they are really, really, really taxing us on this. This is brought up to like $700. For $700, I'm gonna say a big no to the black one, unless you really like that black one. I know the black one will might actually age nicely, but I just think like for the types of gems that you're getting, this is clearly better. But okay, let's just say outside of color or whatever, $700 for this piece. That's kind of hard to wrestle with, man. That's like I was under the impression this would be like 500 or like scratching close to 500, if not maybe a little over 500, 540, 5 something. No, they're really eating into any reseller's pockets. So let's say if I were a reseller and I'm like first in line and I'm able to get an XL in the brown, first day, I could see this touching 1,000. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Maybe even a little over 1,000, maybe 1,1, you know. But then think about how much profit that is. You know, if I'm selling on these platforms, they're gonna eat into whatever I'm making. They might get 200. I might get the remainder. So let's say, I don't know, 7. So if I sell it for 1,1, you know, and this is 700. You know, it's like, it's really cutting into the profit margins. You know, you might be walking away with like $200 to $300. Like, you gotta ask yourself, are you okay with that? Going the extra mile to get this piece. Now, if you're able to hit it online, great. But also, like, a lot of the best sales always happen first day on the resale platforms. Now, I do see this as I would say a low key decent hold long term, but it is very, very expensive. $700. It's just it really is just making me like really like second guess recommending it to anybody. Now, if you're going for the personal, send it. Like, this is, if you really just want this for you and you don't care about making money, just go and get the color you want. And that's the advice of the night. Yeah, $700 a lot, man. I'm still gonna vote it up, you know. It is pretty plain in the front. You're really paying for the hood and the back. That's really what you're paying for. Man, I was so bummed when I saw the prices for this, because we just got the pricing today, right? I almost nearly spat my coffee out, honestly. When I saw the pricing on this, I was just like, man, shaking my head. Because, like, if this was 500, then resellers could really walk away with, like, I would say a decent margin. if you're able to flip this, let's say for 1,000 and you paid like 550, you paid 550, you're pretty much walking away with like 400, 450. That's not bad. That's a day's work right there. You know what I mean? So, do I still recommend this? If you're in a good financial place and you have the ability to hold this and or flip it, definitely larger sizes. Large XL is what I'd recommend. Heck, maybe even a small, but it's a lot. Now this piece actually surprised me because I don't know if you guys saw online. There's a back print too, so you get a front print, you get a back print too. It's almost like a mirror in a way. I kind of wish they didn't do that to us. I kind of wish they just kept the front instead of do the back as well. But I still stand with my opinion yesterday. This is mainly strictly a personal piece, but the fact that they're doing the back print, I'm not the biggest fan of this piece anymore because they're doing like it's just too much. They could have just kept it simple and call it a day. Just give us the front piece, and then there's no back hit. The fact that there's a back hit, it's the same damn thing. Now I know they don't often do that, but I'm just like, when I saw that, I was like, oh god, man, like why did they do that? They added, but it took away from the piece, honestly. But I stand by orange, still my favorite. Black is solid, and that blue one's nice too. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, you're right, man. DZ, you're damn right, man. And I know a lot of people when they sell pricing, I'm sure they're pissed off, man. Because think about it, if you get this piece $700 and you sell it for 900, it's like, and then like the platform makes 100, you make 100. It's like it just doesn't make sense anymore. Now this one, considering the fact that this is I don't know how much I'm going to recommend this for resale, but I think if you get an XL and or large, I think it's a safe hold and or flipper, like first week, first day if you can. But I want to see how fast these fly off the site. I don't know. Like I need to see it tomorrow. Oh wait, no, not tomorrow, on Thursday. How fast this is, but this is going to be the piece to get over the shorts 1,000%. So 150 for that. Man, I'm thinking maybe first day sales maybe we might be touching like 230, maybe at most would be 250, but I don't know. It's kind of like a little uncertain on that. All right, moving along to this piece. Okay, camos. I think the camos are gonna sell, but again, I don't really know. I can't really tell you guys. But regardless of what color you get on these, like these are decent holders, but they always release this. So if the people that are impatient and just want the damn thing, and if they're unable to get it, yeah, they're gonna buy it from you, right? Or they're gonna buy it on these resale platforms. But I think this is honestly just a strictly a personal. And then if you miss out, just wait till next season. They're gonna drop this again, okay? Now I don't know if they're gonna do that same camo, each camo, but I generally feel like this regular camo, the branding is gonna pop on that a little bit better, and that might be the best piece actually. Saying applique stuff is going to resell better, 250, 300. Gotcha. Okay. I'm not too sure about the, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. The applique stuff's going to sell better. Okay. And then, yeah, the number one item that everybody and their mom and their dog and just everybody wants this, okay? Send it like literally black, red. Personally, I think the red one's the best, and then black's second. But honestly, like this is all just going to teleport off the site eventually. And if you have the ability to go in store also and get some of these, I would just honestly try to double up, triple up, if you can afford it, because I'm generally thinking like, how much? Let's say if you missed out on this, okay, you were not able to touch any of the. How much would you pay for a single pair of drawers? I don't know. For me, maybe $80. Maybe maybe 80 to stretch, 70, So 70 just for one, and then now you're getting two, and that's 140 on the aftermarket. That's like you're pretty much like tripled your money, okay? So again, that's if you're selling it. But if you do not want to pay resale and you want this for the personal, yeah, just try to just shoot your shot, okay? Now my plan is just to walk away with at least two sets of maybe the black, maybe a set of the red. Call it a day. It's just time. You know, our our drawers are dirty by now. You know, we need a like what we've been waiting like 3 years Supreme for you guys to give us like a new fresh set. I would have liked the red camo, solid red in the pullover hoodie. Okay, red camo. Oh, red camo. Got it. Solid red pullover. Got it. All right, man. No, that makes sense. Hey, we got a decent amount of people in the building, guys. If you could just take a moment, pause for a second, and just kind of like smash that like button for this guy. I just wanted to go live again because now we have the price list, and the price list changes everything. It really does. Because yesterday I was really talking about, you know, like you want to go with all the great you know, the great China wall stuff, like that's going to be the movers. And now that we get the pricing, it's kind of like hey, just hold your horses. Maybe that's more of a personal now, you know. Still, my favorite items that are coming out, obviously in the Spider-Man stuff as well. Now we're not getting too much stuff. I think this is the entire drop list. There is nothing more to it other than that. I know my buddy hit me up. He wants this FM shirt. This is a good piece. This is a really good piece. Specifically in that gray. I really do like that gray a lot. I'm curious which color he wants. Brandon. Anyone have any luck on them for the Supreme Margiela drop? So my story was like online was a disaster. Like I couldn't touch nothing online. Like the whole site, I was trying mobile, I was trying desktop, everything just froze up on me, and I left with zilch, nothing. I was able to get a box logo hoodie in my cart, and then once I got the checkout, it's like just boom, it's just sold out. It was gone. I was going for the navy. That's probably why, because that was the first seller. But I did luck out, and I was able to go in store and pick up a black one. They had the white one and they had the black one. The navy one was already sold out. I think I was like 1:30 and 1:15 in the afternoon. I was like, oh man, this drop is cooked, but I was still able to touch something. So I did DZ says I smashed the like button. You appreciate you, man, because you F with me and the dog pack apparently, man. That's what's up. Hey yo, some people got to cover what's going on. You know what I mean? I mean, I could just do one video a week and cover everything, wait for the pricing, but I'm like, you know what? It's out. People are excited. Let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it, and then hey, tomorrow when we get pricing, let's just talk about it again. You know what I mean? Because you guys are not the only ones that are excited. I'm just as excited about you. I'm a fan. You know, I wear this stuff. I care about this stuff. I've been in the scene for literally since 2019. We know a thing or two because like I've seen people come and go, and I've seen certain things like really pop off and then also die down and then pop off again. So it's nice to see the wave. And I watch all these guys. I watch Boone, I watch Font, I watch Sup Thomas, I watch Luke Darnell, and there's been a bunch of people that have come and gone with the whole, you know, Supreme YouTube. You know what I mean? Do I also have a group chat for Supreme? Been looking for one. Mainly, honestly, I jump into like Font's channel, but I mainly use Font's channel to share what I bought, because it's nice to, you know, it's nice to get a little bit of like street cred when you pick up like a hyped item, and then everybody's like, oh, I see what you got, you know. And sometimes like Sup Thomas will jump in and he'll be like, he'll look into like what people bought, you know, like during his live, and it's nice to see like, oh, Font got that, oh, Luke got that, you know what I mean? And it's just a way to just kind of like put out like what you were going for, and if you lucked out, if you were able to get it. But yeah, I would say Font Leroy his finest Discord. If anybody has it, if you could link it in the chat. I wish I had more mods with me right now, but I personally don't have like a group chat. I kind of wish I did, but hey, maybe as this thing grows, I don't have a personal Discord. But you guys can follow me on Instagram if you're literally finding out about me for the first time. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, but you can follow me on Instagram as well. Trying to be a little bit more consistent by posting like, you know, fit pics and like, you know, just what I'm into, what I'm up to. But yeah, it's just Ernest_Kahn, KAHN. You'll find me over there. Sold both 500 same day. DZ, what were you talking about? You sold what? Let me double check here. Oh, you got the black hat and the XL Black Eagle sweatpants. Oh man, no way. But there's no way you sold the black hat for 500. There's no way, man. That's really taxing. XL Black Eagle sweatpants. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of hype on that. I know Luke was talking about getting those. I think he actually ended up hitting on, I mean, he bought it on the aftermarket, but the Eagle MM6 sweatpants and hoodie, like the full fit. Gray was the move, man. It was just like the chillest. But if I had to choose, I get the Eagle hoodie, honestly. Looking back, I think that was the best colorway. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. They eating on us. Yeah, I mean, hey guys, they are really just taxing, man. They're really just taxing us on sweats for 3. Okay, and then the hat for 150. Hey, that's not bad, man. That's not bad. I mean, wait, and then you probably paid 200, so you made like 300 that day. Hey, that's not sad. That's pretty good. If you make $300 on a Supreme drop, that's success, man. If you're able to double your money, if anything, like, hey, that's a day's work, you know. And what do you need to do? Push a couple buttons or get a good number in line. That's it, you know. And that's why when people say like this brand's dead, I'm like, you're talking out your ass, because like people are still making money, you know. Like if there was absolutely no resell, I could see the brand completely dead or completely washed. But there's still fanatics. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't be chiming in or chatting or even watching any of this. You just wouldn't even you wouldn't even have a care in the world about this stuff. But you know, it's crazy. Like when there's like money moves and stuff around this stuff, it's like people pay attention. You know what I mean? But like there are like a handful of Supreme YouTubers that are literally in this. Like I'm one of them in it, because like we generally love this stuff. Like we actually just want to own and wear this stuff. Versus, hey, I just want to cover this to sell it. Now, the reason why I'm covering, like, talking about resale is because that's what people want to. People are interested. Hey, what should I go for? I want to make $100. You know, I want to make $100. I want to make $200. Like, how do I do this? You know, and then I get newbies coming in asking like, how do I buy Supreme? And it's like, man, it's like, do I really need to teach people how to buy stuff on the website, you know, or how to set up your Google autofill or whatever? Like a lot of us, it's like if you already have it set up, you have it set up. You're like, you don't care in the world. You don't have a care in the world. But it's like if you're new to this and you're like, you don't even own. Like sometimes I go through my collection. I'm like, I have so many freaking box logo stickers, but there's kids out there, they don't even have one box logo sticker, and they're like, how'd you get that sticker? I want one of those stickers, you know, or heck. Sup Thomas even sold 3 box logo stickers for like $15. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I should just start listing my box logo stickers like on Grailed or whatever, just see if people bite. Because like as much as we get them for free, some people are willing to buy them from us, and I think that's crazy. I think that's insane, because you just go in the store, you buy anything, you buy a t-shirt, whatever, socks, whatever, they'll toss some stickers in the bag. And believe it or not, there are people out there that are actually willing to spend money. It's ridiculous to me. I just think it's insane. I think it's absolutely insane. But I digress. Yeah, made almost $200 pressing buttons. There you go, on the damn phone. Yeah, and it's crazy because honestly, especially on a Margiela drop, there's a whole lot of luck involved. You know, like if you have really fast Wi-Fi, internet, whatever, and you use Apple Pay or whatever, and like the internet gods are just on your freaking side, and you're able to scoop up what you need to scoop up. Because like I was contemplating, like, after I took it out, I even tried for the hat, and the black hat sold out on me. I was like, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me, man? I wanted to pull my hair out that day, yo. Boone taught me well. Yeah, I mean, and this is why. I mean, what I've been watching. So I used to watch a lot of Jacob Starr. He's actually one of the core people who really got me into the brand. I used to watch a lot of his stuff in 2020, 2019, 2020, and then also Boone. Like both of them, heavy Supreme YouTubers, right? Boone's obviously still doing it until today, right? Jacob transition into talking more about, you know, well, he has his own store, you know. He has his really cool store. I think it's called Thrift Row. It's such a sick name. You know, big on reselling. It's kind of what got him to where he's at, you know what I mean? And then obviously being the character that he is, but he moved into doing like vintage vintage wear and like buying from like the Goodwills and all like and all of that, which I have a lot of respect for. I mean, if I had low overhead like rent and all that stuff, I would love to just do thrift stuff and just like sell stuff on Grailed and do that stuff full time. Now, doing stuff like that full time, it's really hard to rely on stuff like that, mainly because of the fact that it's kind of a gamble. You don't know what's going to get washed up on shore. I used to go to Wasteland in San Francisco, and I used to be a frequent buyer. I'd go there in the morning right when they open up, and then I'd scour like the aisles and see, and I would look for specific brands. I'm like, hey, like what can I flip and stuff like that. But it's a grind because you could go there the next day and hey, maybe they don't have that much new stuff, right? And then the people who have an eye for it, they're always looking. Hey, how can I make money? You know what I mean? Because even if let's say you go and you buy 5 pieces, even if you're able to make like $30 per piece, that's a day's work. You know what I mean? Yeah, DZ says that's how we cover our personals, 100%. And that's why, I mean, as you guys know, like my channel, a lot of my channel like is heavy on sneakers, right? I'm doing a lot of Supreme stuff now, but with sneakers, like buying and selling sneakers is how I've been able to afford a lot of my Supreme pieces. Buy a sneaker for 200, flip it for 400. Okay, boom, that's $200 you could put towards like a sweater, right? The sweater goes up. You bought it for whatever 168 or whatever, and then now it's reselling it for 450. You know what I mean? And a lot of the stuff, like maybe it doesn't compound, but if you know how to buy and flip and all that stuff, it's a game. It's a game. But what's hard about this game is when there's that saying, don't get high off your own supply. You know what I mean? Like you need to be diligent about, hey, I'm buying this, but I'm buying this to make money and I'm not keeping it. You know what I mean? Folks like me, it's hard because it's like we're hanging on to a lot of our stuff. Now that stuff's not really making money. Maybe it goes up in value a little bit, but it's not really like compounding. You know what I mean? If you're buying and flipping regularly and you're good about it, that's a different story. Okay? Yeah, I'm just speaking some truth, and it's mainly because like we know this stuff, and we I'm generally a diehard fan of a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? And not just Supreme. Like I love brands like Satoshi recently, like really good stuff with like the gems and stuff. And then brands like Stray Rats, brands like Carpet Co. I love Carpet Co. I love what they're doing. Congrats on them for launching their store in Baltimore. And then I love brands like Brain Dead as well. I got into Brain Dead like in 2017, honestly. But there's a ton of brands, man, that I'm like super into that maybe I don't talk about online. But for me, it's like fashion is universal. Heck, even like Denim Tears, honestly. I know maybe some people aren't the biggest fan of Denim Tears, but there's certain pieces that Tremaine released that are like solid, really solid pieces, man. Like some of the flame stuff. I do have a pair of Denim Tears flame pants. Fire, absolute gas. But like certain pieces, like I'll keep my eye open for certain things, and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's gonna be like a need. Like I try to differentiate like a want from a need. You know what I mean? Even though we know at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff's just wants, honestly. But yeah, there's just and then like I'm a big fan of Louis Vuitton as well. Now I don't really buy Louis Vuitton clothing. I think I'm really more strictly on like the Louis Vuitton bags specifically. I have a small collection of Louis Vuitton bags. Like men's bags specifically, like a key, like the duffel bag. I do have a couple of like the men's like shoulder bags and stuff like that. Cause I used to work for Louis Vuitton a long time ago. So back in, man, how long ago was that? Yeah, like 2011, 2012. Was it 2012 or? I think it was 2010, man. I'm like really just trying to look back, because it's been so long since I've worked for the brand. But I worked for Louis for about like, honestly, accumulation of about 2 years. And that's when I grew an appreciation for designers like Marc Jacobs, like I worked for, 2012. When I worked at Louis, Marc Jacobs was the creative creative designer for Louis Vuitton at the time. So it was amazing to be able to see and we sold them in store. Like there were bags like the Neverfull, and they had graffiti on them. It was just like really such an amazing experience to be able to like work for such a high luxury brand and have a creative men's designer like Marc Jacobs, because I really grew an appreciation for designers like him, and then obviously Virgil, and then just um, just designers who Pharrell as well now, like they really. And then actually another brand that I'm also a huge fan of is Who Decides War as well. Expensive stuff, man. It's expensive, but I have grew an appreciation for the embroidery that they do on a lot of their pieces. Like just solid, just when people are really like into this stuff, they know the brands, they know what's up. And New York is really like a place where a lot of this, like the best, most creative fashion designers come out of, man, because like they know what it takes. Like they really need to grind it out, and they really take a lot of like just like the influence is there. The city is so alive and vibrant, and like there's so much storytelling, and to really like become successful in the fashion industry, you need to be making pieces that really speak, that like the city wants to wear, and they want to talk about it, and they want to, they don't want to be seen in it. All right, let me just go back here. Sold 3 of the red stickers that came in my online order for 15 locally. Yeah. No, I mean, like, guys, you'll be surprised. And I got a ton of them. I mean, I don't even know how many box logo stickers I have. I probably have 1,000 of them. Like, seriously, from all the orders that have come in. Like, you gotta be able to backdoor and have a big following online. Yeah, for sure. Now, what I like about the following that I'm building here on YouTube is like you're all like me. You have an appreciation for brands like Supreme, like Carpet, like a lot of these brands that are coming up. A lot of them are like, we're skater first. You guys know skateboarders are some of the most fashionable people. Hard stop. This is a fact. Okay, I'm one of them. I know this. And a lot of us are trendsetters. So like we set the trend, and then brands like a lot of this like fast fashion and or luxury fashion will follow in our footsteps of like, well, what are the skaters? What are the skaters wearing? You know what I mean? And it keeps us on our toes, and it keeps us staying innovative. But it does suck when a lot of these corporations are just biting our style. You know what I mean? Supreme has become one of them, but still, I think Supreme at its core is still Supreme. It just is. Supreme will always be Supreme, right? That's why we have a love for it, right? But I'm just saying it from a skateboarder's perspective. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always, especially like growing up, looking at the magazines, Trance World, Thrasher, all of that. Big Brother at the time, believe it or not, while they were still alive too, I used to actually buy the Big Brother magazine. That was a good one. That was a good magazine too. And yeah, just looking at like what are the skaters wearing, and it's crazy to see like the style just kind of fluctuate from like super baggy jeans to like tight jeans, but also a lot of what you wear depicts some kind of what you're into. You know what I mean? Like think about Zero, right? Zero, the skateboard brand, right? Zero skateboards. I've had phases in skateboarding where I was like super into like just, I mean, I always love rock music, but like rock music, shredded t-shirts, tight t-shirts, and then tight jeans, and then maybe I'm rocking like some Vans, you know what I mean? And that in itself is like, it's a very specific, like, tall, lanky skater look, you know what I mean? And then there's also folks like, that maybe might be rocking like DGK, and they're wearing like the baggy jeans and the big shirt, maybe they're regularly a size large, but they're like, screw it, I'm gonna get an XL. I kind of want that baggy look. I want that feel. I want that shirt to bounce when I do my tricks. You know what I mean? So there's this whole vibe to it. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I mean, again, we just went through the drop list and talked about it all, so I just wanted to chop it up with you guys a little bit here. We got a good amount of people. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're real ones. We've been doing this a while. Like, I know my stuff when it comes to brands and stuff, and the reason I'm doing this is I also want to connect with you guys, continue to connect with you, because you're only really as good as your last stream. Like, you are. People forget about you, especially in this day and age with technology. I already forgot about what I talked about yesterday. Hey, let's chop it. Let's talk about it again. okay? And what's crazy to me is like we got a good amount of people in here, and nobody knows this, but I had somebody like in the start of my I deleted the comment, but he's like he's like, why are you going live? You're wasting your time, is what he said. I just deleted the comment because I'm just like, well, there's a good amount of people who are here rocking with me right now. They want to hear what I have to say, so I don't give an F, honestly, straight up, you know. But yeah, run it up. What am I getting this week, Jason? Man, honestly, bro, like this is a non-negotiable for me. Black and red, you know. If I could only get one, let's say this will sell out. If I could only get one, I was honestly yesterday I was like I'm just going for red, but now I'm like I think I'm just gonna go with black, and then if the red's still there, I'll probably go back and well, I'll try to double card this, honestly, I think is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to go 2 black, 2 red. Heck, if they allow us 4, I think they might allow us 4, and that's what's gonna make these sell out pretty quickly. Because you could flip this once you get them. Even if you got this like a week from now, because it's gonna take what 5 to 7 business days for it to get to you. Typically, you buy it on Thursday, you get it on Thursday. That's typically how Supreme runs. So this is a non-negotiable for me. Now, a piece I really, really want is going to be this one. Straight up, man. But I'm really trying to justify this cost, you know. And I've been working away over here, but like, man, like this is a lot. This is a hefty piece. And it's strictly only in the brown. But I really do like this front hit. Not too many people have talked about this front hit. Now the front looks plain, but this carries it. I do like that. I don't know what it says. It could say FUC. Like I don't know what it says, but I really actually, you know what? After the stream's done, I'm gonna take a photo of this and I'm gonna run it on AI. I want to see what this is actually what it's gonna say. I want to see what it's gonna say, honestly. No bug gun. Yeah, I know. I was talking about yesterday. I was like, they're taking the bug gun away from us. They keep teasing us with the damn bug gun, and they took it away again. So I don't know. I mean, we've talked about the bug gun so many times, and they took it away from us again. I think that's only going to add to the demand on the bug gun, and I think maybe hey, if they do push it to next week, I don't know why they're effing with us, man. They're really pulling our chain on that thing, man. It says the Great China Wall. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Is that what it says? The Great China Wall. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and then we do have a little bit of Supreme hit over here. Now, I do want to mention this. Anybody watching, this is one of the most hyped items that's coming out this week. If you're going for this, size up. Okay, I'm a size medium regularly. If I'm going to get this, I'm going to go size large. Okay, why? Because this fits kind of tight. It just does, okay? And you don't want to be wearing your thing and it's going to be like, that's how it's going to fall on your wrist when you're just hanging out. You want it kind of flush. You want it like this, all right? So highly recommend size up on this, especially if you're like, I've never owned a piece like this before. Size up. Now, this is very expensive. This will hold, and I do see first day sales going a little over, either touching 1,000, if not a little over 1,000. Okay. But yeah, this is the piece. This is the piece I'm going for. Maybe this one in black, just one, because then I get 2 shirts. I can rock one, stock one. This is very versatile. You can really put together a lot of especially come Halloween time. The prices for $42. This will moon to at least like maybe 120 is what I'd say. And then if I did have extra dough, honestly, I really like this one. Man, this gray one, solid piece, man. That gray one's nice. It's scrapped or last week. Man, I don't know. Oh, no way. Bug Gun's going to be delayed for a full winter. I've never really seen them push it to like the next season. Hey, maybe they might. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, what I'm absolutely getting is this, is the drawers for sure, okay? In black and red, okay? And yeah, I think that's strictly it. Maybe this, I don't know, maybe that one. This one is also, again, like a really, really nice piece. This is a heater. Straight up. The Ernie and Bert Sesame Street heater. Straight up, okay? This is a go, and the reason why, it's different. It's different, y'all. Really, really different. But yeah, and then again, resale on the on this first day, touching 100, 110 maybe. Heck, maybe even like larger sizes, because I don't know what's going to be the most popular size. Honestly, it doesn't matter. They're all just going to sell. Any size, these two colors, just get it. Just get it. That's like, because you're pretty much, especially if you buy, let's say you buy 4, sell 3, those 3 are going to pay for your own and then some, for sure. For sure. Let me just get my my lights. My lights automatically just go off because it's like telling me like, hey, it's time for you to go to bed, all right? But hell no, we're still up. We're chopping it up with y'all, all right? I'm just literally using my phone to see the chat. Walk around looking like a water ball. Hey, some girls are into that. Like some girls gonna be all like, oh, he looked like he been looking like a water bottle, right? Especially if she's thirsty, you know what I mean? What do I think about the Fiji soccer? Personally, I think it's a cool concept, but it's hard to wear. Yeah, so my take on this Fiji, just get one piece. And this is going to be the piece that you want to get. You probably don't want to get the complete set. Some people will do that. Some people will get the top and the bottom. I know some people are going to do that, but if you are going to get this, I highly just recommend just get the top and then get a different color bottom. It's just a little much, and I don't even know what's going on here. An S5945, I don't know what that means. And then the front, we do have a couple brands as well here. This is what, 20mmXX V1, and you got the double 26 on the side. Yeah, I don't know if you want to look like a water bottle. If you're a fan of the water, then yeah, just send it, you know? Now, in terms of resale for this one, I think I talked a little bit about it. Maybe $50, if anything. When they took away the fishies swimming inside of the back of the bottle, I stopped with, oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. There were fishes in the back of the bottle. You stop effing with them, okay? Man, that's funny, man. That's hilarious, yo. I didn't know that. Do I remember Echo? Yeah, I remember Mark Echo. Yeah, man. You heard Echo and Supreme collabs in the works. Oh my God, man. Really? You know what would be sick? If they did a Fubu and Supreme, that would be crazy, bro. For us, by us, dude, that would be crazy, bro. No. I know what 94 is. I just didn't know what the S stands for. I guess it's Supreme 9094. No, I do. Eddie, 1994. That's when Supreme was like born. Actually, one of the things I haven't mentioned on stream to you all is the first time I ever got exposed or like learned about Supreme, I was in Norway and I went to a skate shop with a buddy of mine. And they had, I think, one of the little Supreme tools. You know, the little pipe? It's a Supreme tool, but it doubles as a pipe. You guys know what I'm talking about? This was like, man, I think this was like 2007 or 2008. Yeah, I went on this super impromptu trip. I was like a buddy. So it was tickets from the Philippines to Norway were $300. And my buddy, and I was just like, my buddy was going. I was like, dude, let's go. Let's just go. I just finished, I think I just finished college or whatever. No, actually, no. I just finished high school. And I was like, dude, let's just go. Like, I don't care. Let's experience the world. Let's just see stuff, you know? And I didn't even have a lot of money at the time. But, like, I was able to get some help from, like, I think his uncle at the time was like, here's a couple $100. Like, you guys have a good time, whatever. And we just went, man. We just went. We were about to cancel the trip. We just ended up going to Norway and like experienced Norway. I brought my skateboard, but it was so cold. I couldn't even pop an ollie in that weather. It almost felt like my grip tape was like it felt like because of how cold it was, I couldn't lift the board into the air. It was very, very weird. But the skaters there were just, I guess, used to the weather and they could do all their tricks. But it was nice to be able to experience Oslo. during that time, and then obviously go to the skate shop and see some of the first stuff. But I didn't know at the time, man. If I knew what I know now, I would have. I mean, I didn't have much money at the time, especially, but it was really like an experience just to go there, and it was cool. Looking back, I don't know. It's times like that in your life where you just kind of like just pinch me, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That was the infant stages, you know, me experiencing Supreme for the first time. Supreme and Hollow would be my dream come true. Also, why haven't they done a Supreme Tech Deck collab? Yeah, man, we need it. Hey, but they teased us with the barrier. They gave us the barrier. You know, we didn't ask for it. They gave us that Tech Deck barrier, fingerboard barrier. You have the skate tool pipe, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. You have the newer one. Yeah, I'm talking about the OG one, the first one ever. I just remember seeing. I was like, "What is that?" And it was a skate. I don't even know. I don't remember what it cost at the time. But if I could go back to that moment and look around the store and with what I know now, I would have been like, I would have nudged my buddy, be like, "Hey, can we get a couple of these items and hang on to them? Like some of this stuff's gonna go up." Or heck, even for like just nostalgic purposes, because I think the oldest Supreme piece I own. I wore it, you know, when I was hanging out with Sup Thomas, like, is my by any means, you know, red mountain jacket. That I think is reselling for like $1,500, maybe almost $2,000 on the aftermarket. I won that on one of Jacob Starr's raffles. I spent $150. I got some raffle tickets from whatever the thing he was doing. He did a spin the wheel, and I hit it. I freaking hit that thing. $150 by any means, jacket, authentic. That's like my oldest Supreme piece from 2015, and it's one of my favorite pieces, 100%. I had to bust that out. I mean, you know, if you know, Sup Thomas is gonna be like out here in the city, and he's gonna be wearing like his by any means, I was like, I gotta take it out of the archives. You know, I gotta take it out of the archives. So that might be my oldest piece, I think, that I'm aware of. I'm sure if I really go dig through my collection, I might find some older stuff. But yeah, Ultimate. Come on, $150. And I think I still have the recording on my phone of him just, you know, shouting me out. And he's like, what did he say? He says something like Ernest Khan is an earnest man, is what he says. He's so funny, man. It just killed me, man. This was back when he was doing a lot of the spin to wheel stuff, because there was a time where a lot of influencers or just anybody was like, hey, you can buy slots. And it was like how they got their money back for pieces. So it's like, let's say, hey guys, I'm going to raffle out a t-shirt, but I only have 10 slots. And then you need to buy, each slot's going to be like $20. So they make their money back and then more. And then they raffle out the shirt. And then if you hit it, you hit it, right? I haven't seen people do that anymore. I don't know if it's in YouTube guidelines or you can't do that anymore, but it was a thing during COVID where people were doing the slots. And what's crazy is, like, for that Supreme jacket, he sold slots up to $3,000 worth, but I only paid $150, and I hit it out of everybody. I was like shaking. I was like, are you serious? Like, I freaking hit the damn thing. It was crazy. It was great. Yeah, shout out to Jacob Starr. Appreciate you, man. Him and I, I'm not gonna say I'm like really close to him, but like we chop it up a little bit here and there. One of the craziest hoodies I had is the Illegal Business Controls America 2007 baby blue zip up. Nice. You know, one of the hoodies I want is the box logo bandana box. In the baby blue. I remember there's a guy, he's teasing it. He's pulling on the drawstrings like this, and on the Supreme what is it, on the Supreme Instagram. That one was crazy. Box logo, yeah, Tech Deck. You guys know I'm a yo-yo professional. Supreme, if you're listening to this, you guys need to do a collab with Duncan. Like a Duncan Butterfly or Imperial with just like the Supreme logo. That's gonna instant sell out. Like, just do a collab with Duncan. God damn it. Like, just do it. Do a yo-yo. We need a damn yo-yo. Like, they've never done a yo-yo. Do a kendama. Like, do fun stuff, you know? They need to do a yo-yo. But I'm still shocked. They haven't done a tech deck. They haven't done. I mean, there's a bunch of bootleg Supreme fingerboards I'm sure you can find on the aftermarket. But they absolutely need to do that. But yeah, that's like the biggest W I've had in Supreme World was that by any means. And yeah, that piece. I'm never selling that piece. You know, it's just a solid piece. You know. And that it's a stunner, man. Like I wore that in the store. People are like, "Holy, where'd you get that, man?" I'm just like, it's part of my archive. You know what I mean? Like we just longtime collectors here. So guys, I mean, you know, I'm here. We're chopping it up. If you guys have any questions, I'll be hanging out a little bit here. But that pretty much concludes. Like again, I know you guys are excited. This is a good week. It's not like the best week, but it's a low key good week. 6.5 out of 10, honestly. And again, I pretty much talked your ears off about it all. Let me know if you guys are going for any of this taxed stuff. But honestly, if this was any other brand, if this was like, I don't know, I'm like thinking like what other brands, you know, if this was like Balenciaga or if this was like, I mean, if this was Louis or whatever, then, you know, this stuff would be thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? And it's a good piece. This one is definitely going to be remembered and talked about for sure. I don't know how fast this is going to sell out because, again, I will touch on this really quick. One more thing about this piece. Because the price is the price, I don't know how fast this is going to fly. I still think the brown one will completely sell out. Yeah, this is the brown one will sell out. I can't justify this price for the black one. I can't. I just can't. But if you want the black one for the personal, send it. Send it. That's what I wanted to say. Am I going to store on Thursday? I got the day off from whatever I typically do, so maybe. Right now it's a maybe. I'm just like, because like, okay, if I go in store, like what am I really getting? Okay, I'm getting the drawers. Maybe this piece, I don't know, man. These pants just fit funny on me, straight up. Because it's going to be a size 30 by, it's going to be a length 30 by 30. Because these are double knees. Double knees just fit a little weird. I'm not a short king. So if I was a short king, probably would fit a lot better on me. But yeah, right now, am I going in store? 70% likely to go in store. I just don't know how early. Supreme and Gucci is due. So I've been hearing a lot of stuff about like Supreme and Louis they're gonna do another collab, and the reason why I see that happening is because Pharrell's in charge. I do see that happening maybe later in the year for fall winter, but it's not confirmed. It's just there's been a lot of talk even last year about it. So I was like, man, like when are they gonna do this? But Supreme is due for another another like big collab, like Tiffany and Supreme. Actually, they were supposed to do the Balenciaga and Supreme was supposed to come out years ago, but they scratched it because I don't want to talk too publicly about this, but because Balenciaga had that whole scandal thing that happened. You guys can look it up. Like, why did Balenciaga have their bad rap? Is because there was some, I don't know, just the higher ups at that company did some shady stuff, okay? Because believe it or not, people in power don't have their stuff together, okay? That's all I'm going to say, okay? And Supreme and Cause, oh wow, that would be kind of cool, honestly. And actually, you guys want to know what the biggest collab would ever be that would blow this brand out of the water? Supreme collab with Pokemon, straight up. If that happened, boom, this whole thing's going to blow up. It's going to blow the internet up, man, I swear to God. Because Pokemon is timeless, it's forever. I mean, how many of us have cards and collect and all that stuff? If Supreme did a collab with Pokemon, the internet would just blow the F up, man. It would blow up. Because I was thinking about the other day, I was like, man, imagine if they just did, like, they pick, like, 10 Pokemon and they just did, like, if they did, like, a Pikachu with the Supreme box, oh my God. That would just, it would blow up the internet, man. Completely blow it up, straight up. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. Like, they haven't done it. Like, imagine Pokemon with, dude, brilliant, honestly. If they do that, Yeah, dude, I know my stuff, man, and I'm just like really like, just I could see it, man. I could totally see it. Like Pikachu popping out behind the box logo or whatever. Game over, dude. Those items would be for super hard to touch, timeless forever, ever, man. Hard stop, yeah, man. With the lightning bolt, like coming out here with the supreme, dude, I could see it, totally see it. Yeah, so, because I'm thinking like, okay, what other collabs would I like to see? You know, like what are some of my favorite brands that I'd like to see? I mean, heck, even if they just did like a Nintendo and Supreme would kind of be cool. I mean, we have a Nintendo store in San Francisco now. There's a Supreme store. That would be kind of cool. And then they just pick specific, or hey, Legend of Zelda. That would be kind of cool. Or heck, even like a GoldenEye. If they did GoldenEye, like 007 or whatever. Yeah, a 007 with Supreme or GoldenEye or whatever. That would be freaking sick. That would be freaking sick. Or heck, man, if they even did like a GTA, man, GTA with Supreme, that would be freaking sick. I'd be about that. Charizard work jacket. So there's this company called Lisa Labs. Let me actually just see, okay? Let me just see here. Let me just go to my thumbnail. Lisa Labs. Pokemon. Yeah, so check out Lisa Labs. Let's just touch on this. So, I mean, since we're on the topic of Pokemon, Lisa Labs makes embroidery on clothing. If you guys aren't put on to this stuff is insane. I really, really want this. This one here, because I love Charizard. I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Pikachu, but Gengar's like up there as well. But if you guys aren't put on to Lisa Labs, now this stuff is pricey, but damn, man, like I actually like this. I think this Gengar a little bit more. But this stuff, man, it's embroidered. It's so well done. Look at that Venusaur. You choose your favorite Pokemon, and a lot of the stuff is out of stock. But I mean, damn, bro, like this stuff is gas. Even like the pants, like this one with the double haunter. Man, dude, if I could just get like I don't know, one of these pieces. This is a head turner right here. This stuff is so freaking. It's expensive, but you're paying for quality, man. Yeah, that's why when you said Charizard work jacket, I was like, I've had the Pokemon Levi's Grass all over print denim. Yeah, this one is freaking. I mean, look at how much this is. $920. Freaking insane. I don't know what my favorite piece out of all this. I do like this Golden Magikarp. It's pretty sick too. I just much prefer like anything. And you got the Pokeball in the front. But yeah, Lisa Labs, check out their stuff. And you can also do custom orders as well. You can send your pants in. My God. Rayquaza, so sick. And then what is this? Oh, she also did like some sunnies. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. If you're not put on, now you're put on. She beats Supreme to it. Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, her stuff's not Supreme, but I mean, she makes some good stuff for sure. So, I mean, if I had dough flowing in all the time, I would definitely have at least one of her pieces. I don't know which one. Heck, maybe that Charizard, because Charizard, as you all know, is timeless. But some good stuff indeed. And that's how you know we're tapped in. Because you guys mentioned a reference, I'm like, I can walk you to a site. I could talk your ear off about stuff. Like if any of you were in the room and we just chopped it up, just talked about fashion, I'll talk to your ears are bleeding, like literally about everything that I know. Because when you've been in the game for like long enough, you just like certain references. You have certain like. What I should really do is have my own like well one of the ideas. I'm gonna interrupt myself here. One of the ideas I had for one of my streams, and let me know if you guys would like to see this, is like. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of StockX anymore, I favor a lot of pieces on StockX, okay? And I was talking to Luke about this. So on my StockX account, I have favored 540 items. Now, I think that would be a really cool stream to share with y'all. Hey, these are items that I have been like favoriting over the course of the past, 6-7 years, whatever. and like let's talk about it. Let's look at it. You know what I mean? And then that's it. That's the stream. Hour-long stream. We chop it up. I show you all the stuff that I've been a fan of. And if I'm no longer a fan of it, heck, we can even unfavor it together. Whatever, you know? But then you can see brands that I've been following, items that I've been kind of like eyeing or whatever. Because, hey, when the money rolls in, it's like, hey, let's take a look at all this stuff we favorited. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not the typical person who puts bids in weights. I never do that. If I really want an item, I'll put a bid on it or whatever, and then I'll wait a week. But I never put a bid and leave it. Ever. That is like, never ever do that. Unless it's an extremely, extremely, extremely low bid, then it's a different story, okay? With low ball order confirmations. Okay. Oh, you would like that stream, Real Gaming? Yeah. Now, and the reason I thought about it, and I'm just throwing the idea out there, because like I would like to also see other people's favorite items. I don't care the brand. I just want to know, like, look, if it was a hyped item and you were a fan of it, and maybe you didn't get it at the time, but you put in your favorites because you're just like, I just kind of want to put it in the little, and I want to set it aside so I can look back if I still want it. Because sometimes we look back and we're just like, hey, I missed out on this in 2022, but I still want that thing. You know what I mean? Because I was looking at the Great Wall Supreme jeans. Yeah, let me actually see it. Let me just see. Let me just see these. Yeah, these ones. These are so gas. These are so gas. I really wish I got these when these came out in this colorway. This one is awesome. I don't know how much it's going. Yeah, see? And guys, this is why I know a lot of us might be complaining like, the jacket is 700. The pants are 400. In 2 years from now, you're going to come here. You're like, I kind of want that. And they're like, there's none available. Zitch. Not available. So it's like, even if you want it, you can put a bid. But there are no asks. Nobody has this. Or maybe they have it. Maybe you have to go on eBay or some other stuff. But there you go. A Great Wall, and then you got all the skulls. This one is such a good piece, man. I'm kind of kicking myself for actually not picking it up. So it came out in, this is the color to get. They came out with the black one. The other one just, that's such a good look. You know what? If you got this with this, shit, such a good piece together. I really like this, man. I'm kicking myself. I don't even know how much it retailed for originally, but like this one, I'm looking back and I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I should have got that, man. This one is such a fire piece. Solid. Now, what else did they release? Let me actually double check here. They also did this too. This one was the move, man. 100%. You got the skulls in the front. I'm just such a sucker for skulls, man. And then they did this too, man. This one looks so good. Wow. Honestly, I'm like trying to... Man, looking back, dude, I love looking at the archives and stuff. Wow, they did 5 colorways? What? That blue one and that red one, go. Heck, the black one's sick too. Yo. I'd probably go blue, honestly. Just looking at all this. Because I'm like, what else did they freaking release? Yeah, man, this piece here, man. I wonder how much that's going for right now. Let me see. I doubt it's available, but let me see. Let me see. Because while I got you here, the jacket. It's probably also like not available anymore. I don't know if this is gonna load. I've been having issues. I've been having issues with. Let me see. It's just been not. It's been like not popping up, man. For me, I don't know why. Yeah, even this, even in black. It's like, this is why. Look, if you want it, now's the time. Don't wait around. You're gonna like look back and you're like, yeah, I should have got it. And like, hey, look, now it's not even freaking available. It's not even available, man. Yeah. I'm just looking. I'm looking and like, man, look at these product shots. Yo, man. This was from 2022. This is so crazy. This is so crazy. It's crazy to see him rocking this and he's no longer with the brand anymore. My God, man. I mean, I remember when this came out, and I'm just really like, honestly, I'm kicking myself for like, not just, I don't even know what I got that week, honestly. This is so gas, man, honestly. I'm gonna, after the stream, I'm gonna try to like do some digging and see where to find this thing because, jeez. Yeah. Anyway, I just had to talk about that because that's another piece that is like, that's on my list. That the pair of jeans with the skulls and that like teal, gonna be twice retail price on its sold out or impossible to find later. Yeah, that's the thing. This is why don't sleep on it now or never. So okay, question. This is a good question. Okay, since we're on the topic, all right, let's bring up the jeans. All right, question for you guys. Let's say you're like $400. It's too expensive, right? Now, what would you pay for this? Let's say 3 years down the line, you really, really, really want this. What is the most that you would spend on something like this? Straight up. Like just honestly. I'm thinking, honestly, for me, $700. That's like the most I drop, but on the brown one specifically. And then, all right, let's say 3 years down the line, you skipped out, you're like $700. It's a little stretch right now in 2026. Let's say, hey, maybe we're in like, it's 2029, and you're like, man, I really still want that brown piece. How much would you drop on it? $1,000? $1,500? $600? Okay. I mean, these are some good questions to ask. And like, look, StockX is telling us a story. It's literally, it was telling us a story that like, if you want this, you get it today. You don't get it tomorrow. You don't get it in like 2 years from now, because you might be looking for your size and you're like, nah, it's not even available, So yeah, not trying to tease you guys here. I'm just trying to be like, let's be realistic about it, Let's be realistic about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I do want this piece, but it's just like looking at that price. It's just like, right now it's kind of hard to justify, but it's also like, I also don't want to have to justify it later and have to pay that like double or triple the price tag. But yeah. Hey, yo, this is a fun stream, guys. If you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to smash that like button. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. Again, I'm just chopping it up with you. I'm being my authentic self. This is like, I'm as real on live as I am in person. Anybody who meets me just knows, like, here, we're here to chop it up. We know our stuff. I'm happy to if we ever meet in person, you guys have any questions about the brand and or brands, because again, like, we don't just chop it up with Supreme. Like, yeah, we chop it up with Supreme, but like, if we're hanging out in person, it's like, because I am a big merch head. I love merch. I love just a lot of like anything that's worth talking about in fashion or has any hype at all, even a little bit. We're in tuned. We're dialed in with it because it matters. Like, we care about it, And a part of me is trying to, like, sometimes I ask myself, like, why do I care so much about this stuff? I think it's just like storytelling. It's not so much about, like, I think it's about the feeling that it gives us when we walk into a room and we're wearing what we want to wear. It's not just about like you're wearing that and it's hyped and it's expensive. It has nothing to do with that. I think it has to do a lot with like wearing what you generally want to be tied with, like it's like a lot of this brand stuff, it's communication without even saying a word. Walking into a room, people know what you're about, so if it's like, instead of just talking about it, be about it, and by being about it, you're wearing it, you know what I mean? And I think that in itself is storytelling, mixing and matching specific brands with specific pieces and colors and all that. It's fun. it's fun. It lights me up. You know, I think that's what a lot of it is, and it's also like you get to build a community around people who are like, you know, really putting their money where their mouth is, because if they genuinely care about the product and the items or whatever, the brand, they'll shed out the dough. And if they don't have the dough, they'll find a way. If they genuinely care about the pieces enough, they'll find a way to get the pair of jeans, the jacket, the drawers, whatever, you know. Like they'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that's what I love about the brand and or brands that I talk about, you know. But guys, that honestly, just that pretty much rock it, talk it, stock it. Yeah, man, for sure. And you know, it's like, don't just talk about it. Like if you're gonna talk about it, like be about it. You know what I mean? And the best way to be about it is to own it. You know, to own it, rock it, and enjoy it. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of these pieces, and I want to talk because I got a lot of stuff DS in boxes, right? But what I generally love about it is the fact that it's like I see a lot of this stuff as time capsules, and you could literally, especially if you're going to like a destination, like for me, like, okay, perfect example, last year I got to go to France for the first time. You bet your ass I'm gonna bring some of my favorite pieces and I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna get my fit picks and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because it's like we're only alive for so long, and it's like when you have certain memories that you know you're about to create, bring your damn best pieces and rock it, you know what I mean? So that's what I love about it. It's not so much just about the fit pick, but I think like for me, a fit pick tells a story, and it is a moment in time that you're capturing, and nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you, because it's like let's say okay, not to you know not to turn this into a dark conversation, but like if I were to die tomorrow and people were to like pull up anything that I've done or anything I was about, they could pull up those photos and it'd be like, oh wow, like he was really into this. He was into this brand. This is the way he story told or whatever. You know, it's like I was about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to get across. The message, you know what I mean? Supreme clothes just make me feel better. Yeah, you feel good, right? You know, when you it's almost like a uniform. You put it on, you just kind of feel like, you know, you kind of feel like it's not so much about just feeling like you're a somebody, but it's like you're a somebody to you, and that's what matters. You know what I mean? Like you're your biggest fan. You know what I mean? And it's a certain type of energy. It's just a certain type of energy. And I forget who I learned this from, but it was you can look up her name. I think her name is Carol. I'm trying to remember her name. But look up Justin Bieber's stylist. I think her name is Carol or Caroline. And this girl, she has a masterclass, masterclass.com. I used to have a subscription to it. But she had a styling video. And she's talking about how, like, why she's so into it. And she's like, look, when you walk into a room and you're wearing and you embody what you want to wear, you bring a certain energy. And it's true. It's 1000% true. And I was like, sometimes I ask myself, I'm like, why do I care so much about this stuff? But it's like the energy that you have when you're wearing what you generally want to wear and how you want to be perceived by the world. It hits different. It hits different. Versus you're just like wearing whatever the hell you want to wear, and you're like, I don't feel good today. I'm just gonna put whatever on. But when you put a little bit of effort and like you put a little bit of style into, like, you know, you got a little bit more of your pep in the step and stuff. You know what I mean? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, she's the stylist of Bieber. You've been skating since you were 5, so you really know about it. Yeah, facts. And again, I think for me also, like with like you know, I'm a skateboarder of over like 20 years, you know, like I've seen trends come and go. Like I know what's cool because I'm a trendsetter, you know what I mean? Like there's certain pieces that I'm just like, oh, this will look good with this, you know what I mean? Like I'm already thinking about my next fit, you know? Like one of the pieces I actually want to put together, there's a Thrasher beanie. Let me actually see if I can find it. Yeah, it's a Flame Thrasher beanie. I really want this. So I really want this, but I really want this with Let me actually pull it up real quick. His stylist, yeah, Carla. Thank you, Carla. It's not Caroline. It's Carla Welch. Yeah, Carla Welch is the designer that I was talking about. But let me just pull up. Let me pull up one more thing real quick here, because this is part of a fit that I'm looking to put together. Okay. Yeah, with this from the Misfit shop, honestly. This shirt. Now, I know Supreme did the back hit, but you know, you don't always have to buy Supreme related stuff. So I was just thinking, like, you know, the Flame beanie, the Thrasher beanie with this in a size small. Like, I'm typically a size medium, but I'd get this in a size small. I have been a fan of the Misfits. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the Misfits, but I'm saying this shirt with the beanie, some tight jeans, boom, call it a day, you know? Rock some Vans, maybe some, like, some checkerboard Vans, you know? If you're able to get that in, like, with the Pro Kush, you know? There you go. Get this in a freaking size small, call it a damn day, you know? I just think this is sick, you know what I mean? And, like, they just did a collab. It's just, you know, that might be my next fit on stream, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to, you know, talk to you a little bit about that. Because, like, I think that with this beanie, solid fit. And it's simple, and it's cost effective. Like, how much did that cost me? $75? Call it a day, you know? So, yeah, just wanted to mention that. That was, like, another thing I was looking at. I was like, Misfit shirt. I don't really have any Misfit stuff, but it's like, you don't always have to get Misfit Supreme. You could just get a Misfit shirt, black one, and then just get a Thrasher beanie. Zero Skull tee in the Toy Story when Sid Warren. Yeah. Always stand out to you. Yeah, no. Why can't my BF Skate Thrasher was such a sick design? Oh yeah, that's a sick one too. I remember when Supreme did that. Was it 2013, I think, when they did the Thrasher collab? But yeah, Real Gaming, thanks for that. Carla Welch was her name, and she has a really good, I'm not saying spend on Masterclass because you need a subscription, but I did have a subscription for a year. I got it on a discount because I had a friend that worked at Masterclass, and so she gave me the discount. So I think I got like a yearly subscription for like $80 or whatever. But that was one of my favorite videos that, you know, because you get to see anything. And it was like one of the things that popped up on my feed in terms of, hey, what are you interested in? Fashion, you know? So that was a really cool one to see, and just her talk about, you know, the energy that you bring. Good. It's real. It's because, again, it's like, it's contagious. And when you meet people who are like wearing what they want to wear, they feel good, right? There's a certain aura, essence that they bring, right, to the conversation. This is why a lot of like people who are like really into fashion hang out with people who are really into fashion. They all vibe on the same type of frequency, because like we love this stuff, you know, and it makes us feel good. You know what I mean? Okay, let me just double check here. I sold Misfits black hat today for $110 on OfferUp. There you go, man. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. But you see where my mind's at. I'm like, because, you know, honestly, looking back at the entire Misfits drop that dropped 2 weeks ago, if I could get one piece, it would be the work jacket in a size large. The black and white one. Sick piece. But I'm like, all right, because I missed out on that, and I'm like, maybe I can't justify, like, how much is it on the aftermarket now? $400. Just give me a souvenir t-shirt. You know, I'll just get a t-shirt. But when I buy stuff on the aftermarket, I don't know, or when I buy stuff, let's say if I'm going to get the Misfits shirt, I want it branded Misfits. Like, for me, I'm very, very specific. Like, I never get knockoff stuff, because then I want to feel like a knockoff. I don't want to feel like a knockoff. I want to feel OG, right? And I want to support Misfits. If I'm going to buy it, $25 is so inexpensive, man. $25. Even this shirt is awesome too. I was talking to Luke and Thomas about this. Yeah, it's a little bit more, $40, but this is a cool shirt. It's solid, you know? But out of all the stuff I'm looking at that they have on their site, this shirt's sick. Sick. Maybe you can get a low ball confirmed on StockX. Yeah, maybe. But I'm just saying, you know, because like the drop came and passed, and yeah, I just think this with that Thrasher beanie actually they kind of complement each other. Honestly, how many people we still got here? But yeah, yo, I appreciate you all like rocking with me tonight. I mean, so we covered the drop, we talked about the pricing, I gave you guys my honest opinion. I mean, again, I really do want this piece. I'm just gonna say it. Hard to justify, but this is definitely the non-negotiable. So yeah, that's low key want the Toy Story tee. Oh yeah, no, that's Jack Dunn. Zero still stocks it. You want to know a total side note? It's crazy for me to know Ryan Sheckler is on Zero skateboards. Because at first, I mean, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I'm a fan. But it's like, if you told me 5 years ago Ryan Sheckler would be riding for Zero, I would just be like rubbing my eyes. I'd be like, there's no way. There's no way. But I had no idea that it was one of his first skateboards when he was younger. And I think it's full circle to some extent. And then obviously he's super close to one of his best friends is David Reyes. David Reyes is on Zero. And then Zero has lost a lot of its core talent, man. Dane Berman's no longer there because of some like scandal thing, some issue, right? Chris Cole, same damn thing. And so they lost a lot of their really good riders. But, you know, I mean, are they really good riders if they're not the best people? I don't know the whole thing about Chris Cole, honestly. I can't really speak on that. But the whole Dane Berman thing, I mean, I'm just like shaking my head, you know? That sucks, you know, especially when there's minors involved. But anyway, I don't want that to be the premise of the stream. I'm just saying, like, with Zero specifically and having you know, Ryan Sheckler, it's kind of like it's a different time for Zero. But I'm here for it, man. I'm 100% here for it, for sure. Zero is goated. Yeah, some of the early skateboards, like my first authentic skateboard was Blind Skateboards. Ronnie Krieger, him with like the it was almost like the little Reaper getting the coin like Super Mario with the checkered pattern board. That was my first ever original skateboard, straight up. Yeah, Bam Margera on Zero generally surprised you. So I don't know if Bam is on Zero. I think he just had a Zero guest board. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I could totally see Bam on Zero, straight up. I don't think Bam's on Zero. He just had a guest board. He had a guest board. Yeah. But if Bam does get on Zero, that's go. I mean, Zero's already goated. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Zero has had its ups and downs, but the new generation right now, heck, even the old generation on Zero now. You know what I mean? It's just you just got to take into account being a pro skateboarder. Today is very, very, very hard. Very hard to make money today being a pro skateboarder. A lot of skateboard sales aren't the same anymore. Everybody has a skateboard deck in their house, regardless of the brand or whatever. So it's like skateboards just don't sell the way they used to. You really need to be a really, really, really good pro like Nyjah, like Ryan Sheckler. You need to have, or like Daewon Song, or like, you know, you just need to have your footprint in the sand of skateboarding for all of time. Chris Jocelyn, you know, like, you need to be as somebody. You have had to create some kind of impact on skateboarding that will last forever for you to really be like, my boards will continue to sell, my shoes will continue to sell, you know. Actually, Dennis Buznitz is probably one of the smartest skateboarders of all time. He is one of the fastest skateboarders, and that guy he's built a career in skateboarding for life. For life. Even if he were to stop skateboarding tomorrow, I think he's created enough income from the shoes and the boards and all that. Like, he is probably the smartest skateboarder and one of the most hardest working skateboarders of all time. Dennis Buznitz, solid, super solid. Primitive has had some dope pieces lately. Yeah, no, I remember like Primitive also. Now, I don't really mess with Primitive too much. I have an appreciation for the brand. Shout out to Paul. Paul is an amazing skateboarder who even has his own Paul Rodriguez Day. How crazy is that, huh? Or like City of Los Angeles and all that, you know what I mean? Like he has his own day, which is kind of cool. And also one of the hardest working skateboarders of all time, and has left a legacy, you know. Not many people could say they had like over 10 pro shoes with Nike. That's a testament in itself, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically just chopping it up with y'all, just talking about, you know, pro skaters that have, you know, have had their time and are, you know, skateboarding. You take care of skateboarding, and skateboarding will take care of you. But you have to break through the glass. You have to break through that glass ceiling to really, you know, for skateboarding to really take care of you. Because also, I think another thing that's important too is like, you need to, not only do you need to be memorable, you need to be remembered. If you're a pro skater these days and you're not posting tricks and consistent stuff, heck, even if it's like older videos and you're posting on your Instagram, like you need to stay relevant. Because if you haven't posted in a week, I already forgot your ass. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important to like continuously post, and like you have to let the world know like I am still here and I'm still freaking relevant. If you don't continuously tell people I'm still damn relevant, gonna forget your ass, you know. But yeah, I mean, I just need to let you guys know like we're skaters through and through, and I'm like dialed in with the industry. I watch the stuff. I've been at Thrasher headquarters. That was a fun day. I left. So, like, that's how tapped in I am with the skateboard industry. Is I know Sally, who is the daughter of Fausto, who started Thrasher magazine. So I know her. I was invited to Thrasher magazine in San Francisco, and I left with like over $700 worth of product. Like I invited a good friend of mine, my good buddy Anthony, and I was like, hey bro, like I'm going to Thrasher, you know, like you want to come? He's like, yeah. So we went to Thrasher, and that was one of the best days of my life. Just being able to like go to Thrasher headquarters in San Fran, the magazine, they still have the same damn place, and just to see like the editors working on the stuff. They had this big Thrasher cigarette box. It was like a display piece, and just to see all the history, it was so crazy. I might even still have some photos on my phone, but it was really just such a crazy experience. And then like she's like, hey, you can go down to the, you know, the merch room and just get whatever you want. Like grab a couple boxes and just fill them up. And like me and my buddy, we went to town, like whatever we could grab. We just like literally just stuffed the boxes. I left with like 10 t-shirts, 5 caps, like long sleeves, like a jacket, like just, we went crazy. Like we just take whatever you could leave with, just get it and go. Oh, no way. You used to work for Dwindle, Blind, Enjoy, Darkstar. Oh, man. We're the brands. Yeah, bro. I remember Tensor Trucks. Hell yeah, bro. Did Dwindle have Soltech connected to it, or that was something separate? But yeah, Blind, Enjoy, Darkstar, Tensor, man. Amazing brands, yeah. Spent a lot of money. We had Sector 9 too. A lot of freak loads and boards. Deezy, that's what's up, man. Yo, I appreciate you chiming in the channel. It's nice to know that you were all also like a part of it all, you know. I never really worked for a skate brand, but if I did, that would be like a dream job, just because like to me, skateboarding is a dream in itself, and it just wouldn't feel like work, honestly, because I'm just like I love skateboarding, you know. Like when I first moved to this country, I was like, I need to meet my heroes. I got to meet Chris Cole. Again, hero at the time. I don't really know, based on all the allegations, how much of it is true. But, you know, like that was like before all the allegations came out. Chris Cole, Jamie Thomas. I got to meet Tony Hawk in person. I got to meet Rodney Mullen in person. I got to meet some of my just all-time favorite like skaters, man. Mark Appleyard. James. I don't know if I got to meet James Craig. But James Craig was one of the first pros I was a huge fan of, man. when he was skating for Blind. Oh, down here in SoCal. Nice. That's what's up. No, that's great. But yeah, I could talk your ears off about anything skateboarding related because, like, you know, we love it, man. It fuels us. Super passionate about it. And we skate, you know. I don't skate as much as I'd like to, especially right now. I'm kind of like I'm on the job search grind right now for all y'all that aren't aware what I've been up to. So we've been, like, you know, heads down, interviewing, looking for that next fit for us. Ronnie Krieger, James Craig, Danny Garcia. Yeah, always here at Brea Skate Park. Nice. Yeah, it's nice to be able to, like, you know, it's crazy to be in America because, you know, like I was born and raised in the Philippines for 25 years. So when I finally came out here, I was like, you can go to a skate park and you could just see the pros are just practicing and skating and just doing their thing, you know? It's super cool. But yeah. So I know you guys are somewhat excited about this week. I am too. Best of luck. You know, I just wanted to go live, chop it up with you all, talk skateboarding, talk fashion. You know, again, if you're literally someone upon the channel, you know, who the hell is this guy talking about all this? Just subscribe to the channel if you're about it. If you're really about it, let me know by subscribing to the channel. Instead of talking about it, be about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you got to sucker punch that like button as well. As you know. But DZ, appreciate you, man. That is some good intel. I love hearing about the intel and all that jazz. Honestly, the more I look at this cap, this camo cap, that sucker's gonna fly. Is this? Yeah, it's canvas. This is a good piece. This is a good piece. Actually, I might even just get this damn piece. I like this piece. But I wouldn't even really use the zipper. Because I wouldn't want it to look too used up. I wouldn't even zip it open. I would just kind of just leave it. I would want it as crisp as is, but I do like the fact that the hat is kind of looks a little worn down. You know, it's a little washed out. This is a good piece, honestly, for the personal strictly. Might even be a little bit of resale. Oh, you added me on IG? Yeah, you can see all my stuff, man. And I took a lot of my photos down. I filtered a bunch because I used to post a lot. I used to post super heavy, but there was just a lot of dated stuff. So I kind of curated my my page. I'm strictly a professional yo-yoer and fashion enthusiast. That's what we do. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But down with the culture, 100%. But guys, that pretty much concludes the stream. Thank you for you all for chopping it up with us. We had like a good amount of people rocking on this. Yeah, sorry about the lights. I know it's a little bright over here, but I really appreciate you all just like rocking with me. Yeah, I know I got my background. I'm in the kitchen or what have you, but got the hat. Okay, got the hat I won from my raffle. Yeah, so what I'm thinking about. Okay, hear me out here, okay? When I do my sale, for any of you guys that are going to be rocking when I do my live sale, okay? I'm still figuring out the format and all that. I will be doing a giveaway, okay? I'll just put a little bit of sauce out into it because, you know, I want people to, you know, have fun, okay? So I will be most likely be doing a giveaway. I don't know how many items I will be letting go of, but more info and intel to come soon. I'm trying to block the light with my hat. So basically, I do plan on giving like a sticker giveaway. Heck, maybe we'll do a cap, maybe even a t-shirt, something. I plan on, like, when I do the giveaway, I'll probably give away like 3 items. It's not confirmed yet what items they will be, but I'll be giving away some stuff on that live when I do my sale over the course of the next like 4 weeks, because I do need to let some of this stuff go. Okay, I do need to let some of my stuff go. Am I going to be selling on IG or Grailed? Great question. I don't know yet, but I do plan on posting all my stuff on Grailed. I might start a new IG, so I'm not going to be, because here's the thing, my personal IG, I kind of want to keep it for like my personal stuff, but I do plan on making my own. I'm actually looking up names on like what my resale shop is going to be. You know how Boone has like Seattle Select? I don't know if I'm going to call it like San Fran Select or whatever, or Con Con Archive or whatever. If you guys have good names, let me know. I'd love, because I'm thinking about logos. I'm thinking about a new Instagram name and stuff like that. But all my stuff is authentic. I ship on time. My prices will be fair. Okay. How I plan on formatting my prices is the prices on StockX, but I'll probably give it at a better rate. I'll probably include shipping with whatever rate. Let's say the asking price on StockX or whatever. Let's just say, let's use an example here. If I'm selling an anti-hero shirt from the last drop, okay? You know, the one with the dog like pissing on the side. Let's just use that one. The asking price on StockX or whatever it is, let's say I bought the shirt for $50. If the asking price is like in black, whatever size, is 120, I'll be including shipping to you US. You know what I mean? So it's like you're kind of getting it at a better rate than you would and you're supporting me. You know, that's another big thing too. Okay, and heck, maybe I might even toss some stickers into the void as well. Con Archive, yeah. So something along the lines. I'm really trying to think about names. I was using AI to kind of help me come up with some names because I want it to be a memorable name so that I can continue to use it as a resale page. Even though I'm not super big on resale, I just kind of want it, if I need to let go of some sauce or some hype or whatever. I have an outlet to do that versus eBay, you know. But I do have a Grailed account. Ernest_Con is my Grailed. I haven't sold there in a while. I used to sell a little bit here and there. I got a couple of reviews, but I think my sale, when I do it, I want a lot of my stuff is going to be posted on Grailed so you can see the photos or whatever, and then just go directly through me so we don't have to go through the fees and stuff, obviously. You know what I mean? But guys, that pretty much concludes the live. Thank you so much for chopping it up with your guy. Best of luck this week. I don't think I'm going to be covering the drop anymore because I already exhausted it. We talked about it yesterday. I let you guys know my favorite pieces and what I plan on going for. And then today we kept it strictly on the pricing. And then I chopped it up with all the other fashion stuff and skateboarding, okay? Because like we're the real deal. We live and breathe this stuff. We generally care about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have much to say. I would just be like, and that concludes it. You know, I would just be like, and that concludes the drop, and then I just would have cut it. You know. Can I shout you out when you make the new page? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So when I have a definitive date, I will let you guys know. Please subscribe to my channel, put post notifications on. I will be posting on my community page. Hey guys, you know, I will be selling How I want to do it, I will have all my rules and all that stuff, but it's going to kind of be a first come, first serve. Money talks. So first one to get me the funds for the item, hey, sorry, it already sold. That's kind of how I'm going to operate, okay? I'm not going to be like, you're like, please hold it for me. I'm like, I can't do that. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to do that for anybody, regardless of how much of a fan you are of the channel. I'm going to operate basically, it's kind of like money talks. First one to get me the funds, it's out here. It's already being mailed, okay? That's kind of how I'm going to operate. But yeah, feel free to shout me out if you want to. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for the support. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to play some music, and then I'm going to bounce on out here, guys. All right? And then I am going to bounce. There we go. So yeah, thank you. I'm healing my finger. I kind of messed it up. But we're going to be back on the grind very, very soon. I kind of like chopping it up, going live, and talking with all y'all about what we're excited about, what's happening this week. Best of luck. Also, let me know what you guys plan on. If you're rewatching this video, let me know what you guys plan on picking up this week. That's kind of a non-negotiable for you. And peace and love. All right. Later, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Pow!